Weather Authority.
I'm not sure we need to talk about how foggy it is outside.
Yeah, I myself
We
had
should all
seen
know
it.
that, yeah.
And I walked out the door a couple minutes ago and
see-
said, "Hey Ryan, get out here." It was so foggy. I didn't expect to see it in person. But dense fog advisory in place for the entirety of the WXXV viewing area. Those flashing green lines there for flood warnings pertaining to rivers and streams in the area. As for right now, here's a look at your Hancock Whitney Tower camera. It's supposed to be overlooking the port of Gulfport, but we're not overlooking zip, not a zilch out there this evening with that dense fog. Our daily almanac for this particular day on the calendar, the reason I want to show you this, I show you this every night usually, but the reason I want to show it to you tonight is because we are well above average for this particular day on the calendar, and this warmth is actually going to help to change our forecast over the next few days. But like I mentioned, visibility across the area is still decently low. As we continue into the overnight hours, it's going to provide quite a bit of reduced visibility for parts along the coast. You can see below a mile there, that's what those zeros are indicating for areas here in the WXXV viewing area. But it zoomed through for a reason. That's because I want to get on to the more pressing and more serious matter, and that is potential thunderstorm development into the next 2 days. Our satellite and radar imagery right now, crisp and clean here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Our bottom 6 counties are going to show that continuing overnight. Now keep in mind, this particular product does not show satellite imagery, so let's add that on there and overlay that right now. And as you add in that satellite imagery, you start to notice showers and storms mainly up to the north and west for parts of central Arkansas as a whole right now. And the reason that's pertinent to us is because a cold front's actually going to drive the whole system down closer to our area. And as that happens, we'll see a couple different factors. But like I mentioned, the first factor is the warmth, and we're still sitting at 70 degrees. It's about 9:30 at night, and we're sitting at 70 degrees. You go outside at 9:30 and it's still 70 degrees. You know the pump is probably primed for some rough weather, and it's on the way, just not at this particular moment. But across the viewing area, upper 60s and lower 70s is the case. Now the wind's coming out of the south and southeast, and notice the flow coming right out of the Gulf of Mexico, driving a lot of warm, humid, and moist air up onto the Mississippi Gulf Coast. It's actually what we call advecting warm, humid, and more moist air up into our environment. And that alone would act to provide a stronger environment and a more conducive environment for rainfall development. But you also have this cold front out to the west, and as this drops down, it's actually going to provide lift for us in the atmosphere, and that lift is going to provide us the potential for some thunderstorms as well. So as I move out of the way, take a look at the cold front dropping down into the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and as it arrives, provides quite a bit of a show for areas of Arkansas continuing into tomorrow. They're already seeing quite a bit of turbulence tonight, even some tornado warnings. Northern Mississippi will see it first into the midday hours of tomorrow before the whole front drops down further to the south. And to get severe weather to form, severe thunderstorms, speaking more technically here, you need what we call the SLIM acronym: shear, lift, instability, and moisture. The moisture is being provided coming straight out of the Gulf from that south-southeasterly flow. The lift will come with the cold front as it provides that lift in the atmosphere. The instability you'll see momentarily when I pull up the instability tracker. And shear just means turning of the winds with height. So you get a little bit of shear in there, and we have all 4 factors combined, and that's why you could see some thunderstorm development into the next couple days. But that frontal system looks to move a little bit slower, and as you see those blues and reds start to correspond on the frontal system, that means it could stall out. And if this front stalls out right here, it'll keep a lot of that humid and moist air here over the Mississippi Gulf Coast and further prolong the potential for some showers and maybe even a few thunderstorms into the later half of your weekend as well. But this model actually outruns the particular guidance here, so that's why you see the cold front continue to drop. Futurecast is going to show some of these storms moving through the area, and as they do so, that's when you'll see the potential for thunderstorms increase into tomorrow afternoon. Here they come speeding on through there. That's intentional. I just wanted to show you that some of those storms are possible, but I want to step off and quickly show you the instability tracker before we get to that 7-day forecast, because what you're going to see is that instability will match up with the shear and lift as well as that moisture. You see it coming in into the day tomorrow. Those yellows and a little bit of orange indicating some stronger activity moving on into the Mississippi Gulf Coast. I say all of that to say we have the potential for some thunderstorms to mix in, but we'll definitely see some rain over the next few days alongside very comfortable temperatures. But as I said a couple minutes ago, Lori, you're comfortable, but sometimes to be comfortable, gotta be wet.
I guess. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. All right. Thanks, Trey. We'll have sports right after this break. Stay with us.